Hello everyone, welcome back to another topic discussions. So today's topic is secrets to a beautiful marriage or secrets to a happy marriage or secrets to a successful marriage. Okay, the topic can be anything, but the primary point of today's discussion is marriage. Success is different to different people. I do not know how each person want to describe their success of a relationship. So for me, success may be a different criteria compared to your life. Your definition of success may be something else. So each person has to define what is their success, what is the parameters of a success in their life or in their relationship. So whatever I'm going to discuss, as always, in this module is what I have acquired after my discussions with the specialists and legal specialists or the medical practitioners who have handled this topic extensively for the past umpty number of years. And whatever I'm going to include, or whatever the points that I'm going to include in this discussion are primarily from my own perspectives. When you search this topic on the internet or any of your AI or any medium you search, if you want to know regarding this topic, you can come across umpty number of points that can guide you in various manners. So whatever I'm going to discuss are the perspectives or the points which I think are essential. And so again, it's my own points. It may agree with you or may not agree with you. Whatever is your understanding or whatever is your takeaway from this module after listening, do let me know what are your contradictions and whatever points you agree with and why do you agree with such points. This is going to be a very lengthy video because I think this topic is a very, very vast topic. So I'm not in a position to include everything, but whatever is essential, even if I want to include whatever is essential, it's going to be a very, very lengthy video. So grab your snacks, grab your drinks, whatever is going to keep you entertained for this long time. Grab everything and be ready to indulge into a very interesting topic. So I hope you would have went through my previous topic, a checklist on marriage, why people doesn't want to or to encourage youngsters to get married. I hope you went through that video. I'll add the link below in case you haven't gone through. So that will give you an idea on basically how you are envisioning your marriage. Okay, so, and as I said in my previous video, this is a topic which I do not want to do, but I'm doing it for me to go to the next phase of my topic discussion. So I need to cover all these topics before I go to the next topic, which I'm very keen to do. That is regarding motherhood and raising children and working women and motherhood. So before I reach there, I want to cover these ample steps. And that's the main reason why I'm doing these topics. So in this, and my previous video, after viewing it, I understand many people contacted me and said that I had said that approaching counselors whenever you need guidance in your life. So many told me that counselors, they're just there to do their job. They will not get indulged or involved in our personal matters and are not keen to guide us. See, I just said counselors as an example whom you can approach, but do not limit yourself only to counselors. There are so many other professionals who are there to help you and guide you in your decision making. Especially for youngsters out there who are confused about marriage and relationships, do not think counselors are the only people who are there to guide you. There are so many psychiatrists, psychologists, clinical specialists, legal advisors, relationship specialists, and if you are not able to find them offline, you can find them online. So do your own research and look for professionals who are in line with your what do I say, with your outlooks, you know. So it may not be necessary that one counselor you approached and he or she is the one and only person available to discuss on the subject. It's not necessarily like that. There are humpty number of professionals who are experts in this specific subject, who are there to guide people in the right direction. So just because one time the counselor was not helpful to you, or just one time the therapist or the psychiatrist or the psychologist was not helpful to you, or the medical professional or the legal advisor was not helpful to you, doesn't mean that you should leave your research there and proceed without getting the proper answers or advice. It doesn't mean like that. So today we have every information on our fingertips. Everybody is using internet, phone, computers. So go search for the information that you need. Go and search for the information that you think are helpful to you. So don't be stuck without getting the right kind of advice. Okay. So this is for the people who came to me saying that the counselors are not helpful. Maybe one or two may not be helpful, but there are a humpty number of other people out there who can actually help you and guide you with whatever confusions that you have with regard to your relationships or any other matters. There are so many specialists out there who are willing to help. Okay, so that is something I wanted to include in this video. And now coming back to this topic of marriage. So I'm going to discuss 5 different points here with regard to marriage. That is, first one, okay, what is your marriage, or define your marriage. Okay, this part you would have already covered if you would have seen my previous video. There in itself you would have get an understanding of what is the definition of a marriage to you. For some people, marriage is like a long-term commitment. I think majority of the people it is like that. So marriage is a long-term commitment wherein you share your life with a partner and where you live a happy, peaceful life. So that is a definition of marriage for many people. So define your marriage. What is the definition of your marriage? Now the second point is, purpose of your marriage. What is the purpose of your marriage? And whatever we do in our life, for example, we are going for a specific qualification or study or joining a specific college or university, we have a purpose behind that we are planning to get a career in that specific field and to advance ourselves in that specific field. So what is the definition? What is the purpose of your marriage? So some people purpose in their marriage is to have a nice family life. For some people it's to grow, have a family life, along with that a successful financial life, a successful professional life, a financial growth, a social growth, overall growth. And some people are okay with having a normal life and leading a very normal family life with whatever number of children they want to have. So define the purpose of your marriage. Okay, so that is the second point that I'll be discussing here. The third point is evaluating 555 rule in a marriage. That is the third point that we'll be discussing here. The fourth point is intimacy and quality time, and the fifth point is family's interferences in a marriage. Okay, so there are 5 different points that we are going to discuss in this topic that are essential for a happy marriage. Okay, starting with the first point is defining your marriage. Second point is what is the purpose of your marriage. Third point is the 555, evaluating the 555 rule in a marriage. Fourth point is physical intimacy. Fifth point is interference of parents. Okay, so these are the 5 points that we are going to discuss. So we'll start with defining your marriage. As I mentioned previously, whenever you're getting married, you need to define what is this marriage going to be, why you want to get married. So you have to define what is the kind of lifestyle that you're going to lead. When you're defining your marriage, you're going to define the lifestyle that you're going to achieve through the marriage. So that in itself gives you a clarity, and you can discuss the definition of your marriage with your partner or your fiance, so you both are in same line throughout the married life. So how do you define your marriage? You can define it as, this is what is my expectations in my marriage. So when you are getting married, you need happiness, you need peacefulness, and you need a partner with whom you can communicate. Whatever is the definition that you are going to imply for your marriage, that you need to be clear in your mind, so you can communicate with your partner and you can implement it in your life. Okay, so this is what, whenever you are in a marriage or when you are going to get married, define what is your marriage going to be, what is the kind of lifestyle that you're going to have, or that you expect from your marriage. So when I said define your marriage, it doesn't mean that I'm going to define it in what do I say, like two people coming together and having a fairy tale marriage. No, be practical and define the kind of lifestyle that you're going to have. Some people are happy with whatever they have. Some people look for fame and money and all that in their lives. Some people would like to have, are completely fine with mediocre, less stress or stress-free life. Define the amount of the extension of the family that you want to have. Define the extended family that you're going to carry along in your life. So all these things you define. When I say define your marriage, you're basically defining the kind of lifestyle that you're expecting from your marriage. Okay. Now the second point is, what is the purpose of your marriage? When you marry, now you have a lifestyle that you're looking forward to. What are you planning to achieve through that lifestyle? What is the purpose? So everybody, whenever we have a term called purposeful living, in the same way, purposeful marriage. So what are the boundaries that you're going to set in your marriage? What are the privileges that you're going to have in your marriage? What are the kind of, achievements that you and your partner are aiming to achieve in your as individuals and as together? Okay, so it gives a clarity, and the other person is also very clear, like what are the kind of goals that both are planning to achieve in their lives. What are the kind of in the longevity, in long term, people get bored. It's the same person, same life. People get bored of their life at some point or the other. Like many couples say that, oh, it became so boring, and so you need to maintain that spark in your life, and for that you need to define purpose, and you need to reinvent your purpose once you achieve one purpose, redefine your goals or redefine your further purposes or goals in your life. So you can, both of you as a family can work towards that specific purpose of your life. I have seen when I discuss this kind of topic with people who are married, and when we are discussing, I ask, like, what is the kind of purpose that a marriage or your marriage is trying to achieve? I have had that couples say that they wanted to travel all over the world and then come and be of service to the people around or to the society. So that is the kind of purpose one couple had. A different couple had, they were looking for fame and to be famous and to have to lead a very luxurious life. So that is the kind of purpose that they were looking forward to achieve through the marriage. So each couple, each marriage, each individual is completely different from the other. So this we should This is one of the reasons why I never want to do this kind of topic, because this is a topic which we can never generalize. This topic cannot be generalized as saying that, oh, this is applicable to every other individual or every other marriage or every other couple who are married. No, this is not practical at all. We are just giving an outline which can be applicable in your life or cannot be. It's up to you, or it's your own discretion to decide how much of it you can implement and how much of it you cannot implement. So use your own rational ideas and rational thinking and then implement these points in your life. Second point that we discussed is what define or what is the purpose of your marriage. Now, when you're married, when you understand the definition of your marriage and the purpose of your marriage, and if the two does not match, there in itself you understand the discrepancy of your marriage. If your marriage is in line with your own definition and your purpose, then you're going through a smooth sailing event. If it is not in line, then you're not in line, and you have to find what is the discrepancy, resolve it, and then move ahead. Otherwise, it is always going to create a rift and problems within your marriage. Okay, so always understand what is the discrepancy, resolve the situation, and then move ahead. Okay, this, I think I'll include this as a third point. So the first point was define your marriage. Second point was define the purpose of your marriage. Third point is understand the discrepancies between the two, resolve it, and move ahead. Now the fourth point is evaluating the 555 rule in a marriage. So now, whether you have discrepancy, as I always say, there is nobody's life without problems. Everybody has their own challenges that everybody is facing on a day-to-day basis, monthly basis, yearly basis. Everybody has their own challenges. So when we are saying that use the 555 evaluation rule in your marriage, it applies that you're not immediately reacting to a situation. You are making a decision that is feasible. What is you think, if I make this decision or if I make this choice, what is its result in the next 5 days? What is its impact in the next 5 months? What is its impact in the next 5 years? So accordingly, you make your own decisions. You're not jumping into a reaction mode or a challenging mode with, okay, sorry, I had to take a break because I got a call. So I had to take a break in between. So yes, we were discussing about the evaluating 555 rule in a marriage. So basically, when you are making a decision or when you face a challenge or a problematic situation, you are not immediately jumping into conclusions or decision making. You are bringing in a 555 rule evaluation method where you are analyzing that if I make this particular choice, or if I make this particular response, or if I give this particular response to this specific situation, or if I'm going to make these kind of decisions as a response to this scenario, how it is going to impact me and my family in the next 5 days, how this is going to impact me and my family in the next 5 months, how this is going to impact me and my family in the next 5 years. So this is generally believed to bring about a lot of harmony into your decision making, and is believed to reduce your emotional stress or to bring about a relief in your decision making process, reduce your pressure or decision making problems is supposed to be reduced from using this kind of a method, and it will help you in making rational decisions which are helpful for the future. Many situations when relationships are involved, when passion is involved, when emotions are involved, people, as humans, we are all humans and we all have our own emotions overriding many situations and scenarios. So we forget to stop and think for a minute, but rather respond or react immediately, causing severe problems rather than solutions in many situations or scenarios. So this 555 rule is believed to bring about or give us a situation to think rationally and then make decisions to minimize the amount of problems that can be caused due to a wrong decision making or wrong choices that we or our partners make in our lives. So do implement it and do let me know how this is effective. For example, a wife and a husband had a conflict, and the husband chooses to, or the wife chooses to, get a revenge on the spouse. So this person has to think in 5 days how it is going to impact me and my children or my family. If I take a revenge on my spouse in 5 days, how much of time I'll have to invest in this revenge process, and what is the result that I'm going to get in return in 5 days, 5 months, 5 years. That's a lot of investment for what kind of returns am I expecting from this, correct? So when a spouse thinks in that manner, you wouldn't want to invest your time on revenge or teaching a lesson. You would rather want to invest that time on something productive, something which is more effective or efficient and can yield you better results in this 5 days, 5 months, or 5 years. I can invest in a qualification and get a degree in that 5 years rather than investing my time and efforts on teaching a lesson to a spouse or somebody else. I mean, when you think rationally, you would want to take rational decisions rather than irrational or revenge-seeking decisions or choices, which can be in the long run problematic rather than to give you peace of mind or to help you in leading a peaceful life. So this kind of, there are humpty number of these kind of tools available which can be provided by this so-called counselors or therapists, even online. If you search online itself, you can get a lot of tools that can be helpful in your decision-making processes. So go for or choose the right kind of tools to resolve your situations rather than brooding and wasting your time. Life is very, very valuable. Each and every minute of your life is very, very important, and use it or utilize it in the right manner, which is useful to you, to your spouse, and to your family, which will bring you peace and happiness in the long run, which I'm sure is the most essential thing most of the humans are seeking right now, at least in the last 5 years, from whatever we learned and whatever we had to face after the pandemic. I'm sure everybody has started choosing peace and health and overall well-being over any other thing that is available. So I hope these kind of points are helpful. And now the next point is intimacy, physical intimacy in a husband and wife relationship. Now what we must understand is husband and wife is the only relationship wherein there is physical intimacy involved. Every other relationship, you can have love, you can have respect, you can have anger, hate, everything you can have. But husband and wife is the only relationship where a physical intimacy is involved, where your biological needs are being dependent upon your spouse, where your reproductive needs are dependent upon your spouse. So physical intimacy holds a very, very significant role in a marriage. So do not take it lightly, take it very, very seriously. Okay? And all of us are aware, like whenever there is a divorce or whenever there is a separation going on, I have heard people say that you can get another wife, you can get another husband You can never get another parent, you can never get another child. I mean, whatever your child is, your child, or your children are your own children. But you can always swap, or you can get rid of a spouse and get a different spouse whenever you want, as per the rules. As per any country's rule, you can get a divorce and marry a new person. Why is this scenario available in the world? Because marriage is the only situation where your biological needs are being shared with your spouse. Okay, in any other relationship, you are not going to depend your reproductive or biological requirements with your any other relationship. No, that is not going to work out, or that is not possible. So because a human's reproductive and biological needs has to be satisfied, that is why the legal implications are available for a human being to get a divorce and move on to another relationship, because it is a fundamental right of a human being to get his or her biological and reproductive needs be met. If that is not working out, then every individual has the option to exit from the marriage and look for a different partner. So do not take physical intimacy lightly ever in your marriage. Many a time, like in Indian marriages, people always, there's one topic of discussion, or I would say there's one topic which very much discussed whenever there is a marriage discussion or marital differences between Western culture and the Indian culture. There's one point that is very thoroughly discussed by most of the Indians, that is, Westerners are very eager to change their partners. They have no inhibitions in getting a divorce and moving on, whereas in Indian culture, it's not so quick. Divorce does not happen very quickly as that happens in the Western. This is my understanding. If there is a change, if there is a contradiction, please do let me know. So why the Westerners are eager to divorce and move on is because they do not want to waste their time if their reproductive or biological needs are not being met. Okay, and their laws are very keen on these kind of matters. Even our laws are very keen on these kind of matters. If people does not know, you always have an option. If these kind of things are not working out, you have every right to get a divorce and move on, and it's as per the law. The law supports these kind of decisions, and there is no questioning on that. You as a man or a woman, it's your fundamental right, and if it's not getting met, you have every right to get a divorce and move on. Okay, and this is a very essential part of a marriage. If this is not working out for you, please seek help. So this is the, fourth point or fifth point. Now the next point is interference of parents. This is another very big concern, I think, in our culture. In Indian culture, whenever a person is marrying, the person is marrying his or her spouse's family as well. The family also comes along as part of the marriage, which is good. I really appreciate that you get a bigger family along with the marriage, which is very nice and which is fantastic to have more people in life, more the merrier. But the problem happens when there is unnecessary interferences. A child or a person is getting married only when the girl or the boy, the man and the woman becomes an adult. Okay, nobody is getting married as a child, correct? Nowadays, every individual is getting married only as after they become an adult. Child marriages are prohibited. It's not happening in the world. It's not supposed to happen. It should never happen. Okay, so when your child has become an adult and is making a decision to get married, and you as parents are giving them the blessing, please appreciate and respect them as adults. Let them have their adulthood and their own family life, and minimize your interferences in their lives. I think the most interferences is happening in the current generation of parents. I've seen the older generation, I don't think people interfere much in their children's lives as much as I see nowadays. Nowadays, the parents are all over their children's lives. And I think that is causing a lot of problems between the husband and wife relationships. I'm saying a parents, okay? I can use the term in-laws. When I use the term in-laws, then it becomes a problematic situation. So I'm not using the word in-laws here, but I'm choosing to use the word the parents. The parents of the man, the parents of the woman, the parents of the husband, and the parents of the wife. So please limit your interferences in your children's marriage. They are adults and you know they are capable of handling their own lives. So please, you focus on your marriage and your own life so you can make your own life more productive, rather than interfering in your adult children's life and creating complications for them which they are not able to resolve. When a third party is getting involved in an intimate relationship between a husband and wife, not only intimate, a proper married relationship between a husband and wife, it is going to get more complicated rather than getting resolved. How much of it you think as an external third party you can resolve a relationship between a husband and wife? I have not seen anybody able to resolve 100% a problem between a husband and wife. If you have, please do come to me. I'm extremely happy to entertain and understand and learn from it how you resolved the problem between a husband and wife. I'm very keen to understand. I don't think it is possible. Maybe momentarily you can reduce the conflict or something, but to resolve a problem between a husband and wife 100%, I don't think it is possible by a third party. It's always has to be the decision between the husband and wife. They need to communicate, they need to sort it out, they need to create an understanding between the two and understand what is going on, what is creating friction, resolve and make their bond even stronger and move ahead. The moment you involve a third party, the parents, the spouse's mother or the father or any other relative, trust me, it's going in a downward spiral. So you can if you want, okay, I would suggest that it's better even you do not discuss, because nowadays people are so busy in their own lives. How much of them would want to invest their time in actually helping individuals? I don't know. That's why I asked to go for professional people, because professionals, you're paying them and you're receiving their services. So nowadays everybody is already busy in their own lives, and I've seen people using the private information of specific individuals and using it for manipulation and other creative scenarios to create problems rather than to resolve the issues between two individuals. So an advice to the parents: please stay out of your adult children's lives, and adults, please make your parents stay out of your family lives if you want to have a peaceful life. So these are some of the points that I came across after discussion with the legal specialists and counselors. I hope these are helpful. When we look around, we see a lot of women unhappy in their marriage, men unhappy in their marriage, men chasing away the women in their marriage, women chasing away the men in their marriage. But by nature, by the law of nature, men need women, women need men. We all need to live in a conducive environment. We all need each other to lead a peaceful life. So I hope all of us are able to appreciate the men in our life, and our men are able to appreciate the women in their lives, because all of us need each other to live, to lead a fulfilling life. So I'll just summarize the five to six points that we discussed here with regard to secrets to a happy, beautiful, successful, whatever term you want to include. And as I said, success is for each one their own is the definition of success. So this is just an outline. You can choose, we can choose if you want to accept or if you want to contradict. It's all up to you. So the points that I discussed here today are starting with define your marriage, define the purpose of your marriage, understand the discrepancies between the two, resolve it and move on. Fourth point, evaluating the 555 rule in a marriage. Fifth point, physical intimacy. And sixth point, interference of parents or other external entities. So I hope these points are helpful, and I think I covered all the points. So do share in your thoughts, ideas, and thank you for spending your time here. I really appreciate it. And until we meet next time, bye-bye.